Hi everyone, Paul here. So this is the second part of the OBL guide. In this video you can find all the OBL cases and how I solve them. Keep in mind this method is subjective, so if you don't like a case in this video, feel free to try out the tree that I am going to put in the description. And basically that tree shows you, for this particular case, what... so say you don't like the example I shown for a 5-slide case. In the tree, you can see what 4-slice cases go into that 5-slice, so you can try out to find new solutions. Before we start the algs, I would like to thank Michael Young for giving me some of the algorithms that I show you in this video, and also that brief history part of the last video, so the other part of the guide. I was given that by him. Something else, if it's not obvious enough, every single algorithm that I show in this video is exactly the same for cases that are mirrored through an O660. So basically if the layers are mirrored, so for example for this case, this is exactly the same as slice as this case. So this works for every single other case. And also mirroring, basically if you mirror all the colors from a case, you get the exact same case. So yeah, let's start the cases. Okay, so let's go over the cases. So the 0-slice cases are basically the solved state, and the 1-slice cases are just a slice. So like this is the 1-slice case, obviously. Now the 2-slice cases are mostly cases that you probably already know, but let's go over them really briefly. This is the first one. Basically you have 2 corner edge blocks up and 2 corner edge blocks on bottom, like this, and you just solve them by pairing them like this. It's pretty straightforward. The second one is M2, like this. You probably already know how to solve it. Okay, so now the third one. This is basically the case that most of the 3-slice optimal cases go into. You have an edge corner edge block and another edge, and on bottom is the same thing. Now these the top and bottom have to be exactly the same. So if here the corner edge, the edge corner edge would be on the right side, like here, and the edge would be in the same position. This is a bad case. This is a 5-slice case, so yeah, we're not going to go over it. So if they're exactly identical, then this is the 2-slice case, and the way you solve it is basically you bring this like that. The other one you have to bring it opposite, so you do a D2, and now you bring this block up, so you pair it with this corner, this edge corner edge block, you pair it with this corner, and you get a 1-slice. Okay, another pretty simple case. You have an edge corner block on top, an edge corner block on bottom, and you can slice like this and get a 1 slice. And the last one is you have 2 opposite corners on top and 2 opposite corners on bottom. You just pair this corner with the edge corner edge block, and the same with the other one, and now it's a 1 slice. So before we get into learning the 3-slice cases, notice that most of the cases that I already presented have a mirror. A mirror that is usually a bad case, which probably means 4, 5, or 6 slices optimal, and you have to get used to recognizing them, so to recognize which one is which. You mostly do this through practice. I can't really teach you how to recognize cases. Okay, moving on to the 3-slice cases. The first one is this one. Basically it's a 1-slice case but with an M2 applied to it, so you just reduce it easily to M2 and then you do an M2. So the way you recognize it, the way you recognize it is it's basically a slice, but this edge is here instead, and the same for this one. Slice, and this edge is here instead, so you just slice and M2. Okay, next one. It's again just, you probably already know this, it's a slice to M2, it's this block on edge corner, blank edge, then corner edge on both sides. So we just slice 2 and 2. Okay, so the next one is similar opposite corner edge. So it's a corner and an edge that are opposite on both sides, and they are similar because they are exactly the same. So this picture basically is exactly the same as this one, but they're mirrored in colors. So the way you solve this, keep in mind if they would not be similar, so if it would be this edge, it would be here instead of here, and they would not, the faces won't match, then it's a form of case. So the way you solve this is you bring them on the same side, and you slice such that the entire corner edge blocks are swapped. So this block of corner edge is swapped with this one, like this. And then you get the two mover we talked about earlier, like this. Okay, next up is a pretty rare case, but yeah, it's a 3 mover. So it's basically the kind of block you would see when you do an M2 and a slice. So it's edge, corner, blank, then corner, edge on one layer, and on the other one it's an edge, corner, edge, and a corner opposite to this block. So it looks like this. The way you solve this is you swap this edge, corner, edge with the corner, edge, corner on the other side. So it works either like this or like this. And again, we get the case that I talked about earlier, the edge, corner, edge, blank corner, and the edge. So the way you solve this is like this and like this. Okay. The next case we have is pretty important. A lot of 4 slice optimal cases reduced to this one. So yeah, really struggled to learn this. It's on one layer is what you would see when you would normally slice without the edge in the middle. So it's a corner, blank edge, corner, edge block. And on bottom is a edge, corner, edge, blank corner, edge, corner. So it looks like this. This is a 3 slice optimal, but it has a mirror that is a 4 slice optimal. The way you recognize them is you bring both of these blocks, the corner edge blocks, on top, not on top, on the front. And if they are similar, so if they're both on the left or both on the right, then it's the good case. If they are one of the left and one on the left and one on the right, then it's the 4 slice case. So the way you solve the 3 slice one is you swap these corner edge corner kind of block on top with the edge corner edge block on the bottom. So when you slice, only this edge should be left here. So you would slice such that this edge is left and the other goes down. And the way you slice this is that you leave everything except this block. So you only swap the edge corner edge block. Now this would not be right because you're not swapping the whole edge corner edge, you're breaking it. You don't want to break it, you want to bring it, you want to bring the whole block. So you do it like this. Hopefully you understand. And after that you have the edge corner edge and another edge on both sides again. Okay, so next up we have a case that is again pretty important. A lot of 4 slice cases reduced to this one. So first I want to call a corner edge and another edge that is not connected to it, so it's not an edge corner edge, is a corner edge and another edge somewhere on that face. I'm going to call it a diacent if it's in the order corner edge and then edge, and opposite if it's corner edge and then a blank edge. So it goes like this. So the edges are opposite for the opposite one and a diacent for the adjacent one. Now the case we have is a diacent corner edge and then opposite corner edge. This has a mirror again, which is a 4 slice case. You are going to learn to recognize this on yourself because it's pretty hard to explain. The way you solve this is you bring both of these on the same side of the cube, so either both in the front or both in the back, and then you slice such that you bring this edge corner block on the other face you leave this one alone, so this edge is not going anywhere, but this one is moved to the other face, and yeah, since both are on the back, you don't really care how you slice. You're just going to do this. So the corner edge blocks are going to be fully contained in the back side or the front side. So it's either like this or like this. So you have to have the full block on the side you're going to use. So now I slice such that the whole block is sliced through. This one doesn't matter. And yeah, then you go into this case like this. Okay, next up we have a corner edge that is opposite, so yeah, these edges are opposite, and an edge corner edge block. So the way you solve this case doesn't have any mirrors. The way you solve this, pretty straightforward. You swap this edge corner edge block and you pair it up with this corner edge corner block, so this line right here, and you do it in a way such that this block replaces this corner edge block. So you do it like this. You want to create a huge block right here. So again, swap this with this such that this block replaces the corner edge block like this, and then it's these two slice cases that is solved like this and then like this. Okay, next up we have another pretty important case. It's a corner edge corner on one side and another edge corner edge blank and then corner edge block on the other side. So this is a pretty important case because it's another case that a lot of 4 slice cases reduce to. Okay, the way you solve this is basically you want to pair this block with the edge corner edge block like this. Now the problem is you can do it in 2 ways. This way, like this, or you can bring this up like this and like this. So the way you do this matters. The way you want to do this is such that this block, the corner edge block, is completely contained into the corner edge corner on this side. So this block right here, you ignore this edges, it's this block. So it's basically, if I would bring this block down, I want these two to contain what this would become. So both of these should be on the left. I slice, and then it becomes the 2 slice case that you should probably already know, like this and then like this. Okay, next up we have the edge corner that are opposite and a corner edge that are adjacent. So this has a mirror again. The way you decide which one is the case is if so we want to get both the corners on, for example, bottom right. Okay, so both corners are on bottom right. If this edge is on top, and if this edge is like this on top and the other one is here on top, then this would be the bad case. If this one is on top and this one is on bottom, then it's the good case, the 3 slice case. So yeah, hopefully you understand. The way you solve this is you want to pair this edge corner edge block with this edge. So pretty much the only way you can do it is like this. So edge corner edge with this edge like this. You want to bring the whole block up. Okay, and yeah, after that it's just this case again. Okay. Next up we have this case. So it's the edge corner block that you would see when you would normally slice, and another edge corner block, but it's an M2, so this edge is here instead of here. The way you recognize if this is the good case, which is this one, or the bad case, is in the bad case you can slice to get a 1-1 for EO. For this one you can't slice to get a 1-1, as you can see. So the way you solve this is you bring this corner edge block that are opposite, you bring this block on top like so, and yeah, from now on it's just a 2 slice. Next up we have what I call a Sewn case and another Sewn case. It's a Sewn because it's 3 edges and 1 corner that are like this. I don't know, I feel like it kind of looks like a Sewn case. So this is the similar case. So these 2 faces are exactly the same. If this block would be on this side, they would be opposite. The similar one is the 3 slice case. The way you solve this is you just swap this block with this block. So you just bring them like this. Both blocks should be fully contained in this corner edge corner slash corner edge corner on the front or on the back, as you can see, and they have to be on opposite parts. So if this is in the back, then this has to be in the front, as you can see. So it's corner edge corner in the back, corner edge corner in the front. You just, from now on, you just slice such that you preserve these 2 blocks, and now it's just the 2 slice case. Okay, next up we have a corner edge block on both sides such that they are opposite. So a corner opposite to an corner edge block on both sides. The way you solve this is you swap the corner edge block with the corner like so, and then it's the 2 slice that goes into it. The 1 slice that is easy. Okay, so next up we have the good variant of the following case. You have a corner edge, blank corner edge, blank corner edge case. So basically 2 blocks of corner edge that are opposite to each other, and a corner edge block on bottom. So this case has a mirror that is this case. So the way you recognize them is you try to slice such that you preserve all of the blocks. So for this one, if I would do that, I would not get a continuous block on bottom. For the good case, if you slice such that you preserve all of the blocks, you would get a huge block on bottom, a continuous big block on bottom. For the other one, you don't. Okay, so for the good one, this is exactly how you solve it. You bring a block on bottom, and this is the 2 slice case that you go into. Okay, so next up we have the 4 slice optimal cases. These ones are pretty much the hardest to learn. There are a lot of these, and some of them are similar to each other or have weird mirrors. I'm going to try my best to explain them, and yeah. These are basically the cases that you probably don't know if you don't already know this method. So the first one is this one. You have a corner edge, 2 opposite corner edge blocks, and corner edge again. So the reason it is not this one, see they're different, is because for this one, if you slice, you don't get 2 continuous blocks. For this one, if you slice like this, you get 2 continuous blocks. So like this and like this. The way you solve it is basically you just slice, and then it's an M2 type of case. It should be pretty straightforward. Next up, it's the case that we talked about earlier, the mirror of that 3 mover. So for this one, it's a corner edge, corner case, and then corner to corner edge opposite cases. Yeah. The way you solve the bad one is a 4 mover. You reduce it so that you slice so that you pair this corner with this edge corner type of block. So basically you swap this edge corner edge block with this corner edge block, and you create this block. So like this. The case that you should get is this one, the corner edge, corner edge, and then corner edge corner. Hopefully. So you swap this one with this block, like this. Okay, and next up you have the corner edge corner, and then corner edge block. So like this, and like this. Okay, next up we have this EO case that you probably already know. It's a diascend to diascend. The way you solve it is slice 3, 0, negative, negative, 1, negative 1, negative 1, slice, negative 3, 0, slice. So, oops, no, let's do that. Wait. Yeah, like this. So, yeah, just the EO case. Slice to this case, and then like that. Okay, so next up we have this case. It's basically an edge corner edge and an opposite corner, and another edge corner edge and an opposite corner. However, they are on different colors. So if they would be on the same color, would be this 3 mover. So this is solved like this, like this, like this, but it's not. So for this one, the edge corner edge and edge corner edge have the same color. For this one is white and this one is yellow. So the way you solve this one is pretty much the same. You swap this edge corner edge block with the singular corner from the other one, and now it's reduced to the corner edge, and then corner edge with the M2. So the way you solve this one is like this, and then 2 mover like this. Okay, next up we have a corner edge and an edge corner edge. So basically corner edge and corner edge, but on different colors and on 2 different layers. The way you solve this is you want to basically, you just want to reduce this case to this one, the opposite corner edge and the edge corner edge. So the way you do this is you pair one of these 2 blocks on the side of the edge corner edge. So this corner edge blocks this one and this one with this block. So the way you do this without breaking too much of this block is basically just like this or like this. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Then you have this case that you solve it like this, and like this. Okay, next up we have a corner edge and another corner edge, and basically this case is the mirror of this one. So again, 2 corner edge blocks, but so the difference of these cases are when you get this case, if you do it the right way, so like this, then you get the 2 slice case. If you do it the wrong way, like this, so that this block is not completely on the left side, if you do it like this, you get the bad case. So the way you solve the bad case is you reduce this one to that one. So the 3 slice that is solved wrong. So the way you do this is you get this edge corner edge block, this one, you bring it down with the corner edge such that you don't combine them and you don't move this one. So you don't move this one up at all, and you don't combine the blocks, you just bring this one down to be on the same side as the other one. So now from now on you just solve this case correctly. So you slice such that this block is completely on the left, and now it's the good case. Okay, next up we have a corner edge but combined with an M2. So this edge should be here, should be yellow, but it's white, so it's over here. You get my point. And the other one is a corner edge and these blocks are of opposite colors. The way you solve this is you bring the corner edge and the edge corner edge of the same color on the same side of the cube, but they have to be both in the front or both in the back. So it doesn't work like this or like this. They have to be either both in the back or both in the front. And you just do a normal slice and you get to this case, which is edge corner edge and opposite corner and edge corner edge opposite corner. The way you solve this is you bring 2 corners and 2 edge corner edge blocks on the same side and then do case. Okay, next up is 2 adjacent corner edge blocks like this. So this has a mirror that is a 5 slice case. It is this one. So the way you recognize which one is which is the bad one, you can get it to a singular corner on both sides through one slice, like this. So if you can't do that, then it's the good case, the 4-mover one. On the 4-mover, as you can tell, they are not exactly the same, so is basically the opposite case of this one, and this one is the similar case because they are exactly the same, like this. Okay, so for the opposite case, for the good one, for the 4-mover one, the way you solve it is that you want to turn it into this case that you know, the case that goes into an M2. So the way you do this is you pair this block, this corner edge block right here, with this corner edge block right here while moving this edge back, down. So another way to think about it is that you're pairing this corner edge with this corner and this edge, like this. It takes a little bit of practice to understand what you're doing exactly, but yeah, basically this is how you solve it. You reduce this to this one. Okay, next up we have this case, the opposite corner edge block and the adjacent corner edge block, but it's the mirror of this one. So on this one, if you hold them both in the back, then they are similar, or both in the front, then these two blocks are similar to each other. And on this one, if you hold them both in the back, you can see they're not similar. So if I hold them in the front, they are not similar. So the way you'll solve this is you want to get them into the following case. Wait a second. Okay, so you want to get them into this case, right? So the way you do this is you're going to pair this corner edge block from this side, from the opposite case. You want to pair the corner edge block with this corner edge block. So you hold the whole block on the left and you bring this one down, like so. And yeah, so basically you create this block like this, and then you just solve it normally. Okay, next up we have this case, a 4-mover. Basically this is the mirror of this 3-mover, the case that goes like this. Remember it? Yeah, if these blocks are not similar when you hold them in the same direction, so right here they're similar. If they are opposite, like so, then it's this case. The way you solve this case is pretty straightforward. You want to turn it into this case, so the corner edge, corner edge, corner edge, corner. So the way you do this is you pair this corner edge block from this block with the edge corner edge. It doesn't really matter how, you just pair them up and you get this case, which can be solved normally. Okay, next up we have this case, which is corner opposite edge and corner adjacent edge, but they are similar blocks. So basically it's the mirror of this case. For this case they are not similar blocks because they are facing the wrong direction. For this one they are similar because they are both going up. This one is going up and this one is going another direction. So the way you solve the 4-mover, the bad case, is you bring them such that the corners are both, you know, they're similar to each other, and you slice such that you preserve this block but you don't preserve this one. So basically break this block through a slice, and you get the good case of opposite corner edge and adjacent corner edge. So this one both in the back, slice such that you preserve this block, like so. Next up we have the adjacent corner edge case and an edge corner edge on the opposite color. So this one is white and this one is yellow. Yeah, this one does not have any mirrors, and the way you solve it is you are going to pair the edge corner edge block with this singular edge, this white edge. while you're doing this, you want to keep this corner edge block completely on the right or completely on the left, like so, or like so, and just slice like that. So yeah, completely on the right, and you're swapping this block with this block, so, or pairing this block with that edge like this, and now you get the corner edge and an opposite corner edge. And the way you do this is, again, swapping this corner edge with the corner, like that, and like that. Okay, next up we have another mirrorless case. So it's basically what you would see when you slice edge corner with the missing edge in the middle, and a edge corner edge. The way you solve this is you want to get this case to be this one, so the corner edge and opposite corner edge. So the way you do this is you pair the edge corner edge from this block with the corner edge corner on the bottom, without breaking anything in rest, so like so. And then you just proceed to do that case normally, so like this, this, and this. Okay, next up we have another mirrorless case. So yeah, this one is a corner and the two edges that are not connected to it, and a opposite corner edge block. Okay, so how do you solve this case? You basically want to turn it into this one, the two sewings. The way you do this is by, so you see this corner edge corner block, you are going to take the outer corner edge block, so it's not this one, it's the outer one, and you're going to swap it with this corner. So they have to be both. You want to bring this block on either the completely on the back or completely on the front, and swap it with this singular corner, and you have the similar sewn case that is straightforward from now on. Okay, next up another case that doesn't have any mirrors. It's edge corner, and then it's basically the thing you would see when you would do M2 and another slice. So the way you solve this is you're going to look at it from the perspective of the color that is the block with the corner edge and the opposite edge. So if this one is white, then you're going to look at the white block on top. Okay, so yeah, we have this block, this edge, and this one. The way you solve this case is you bring this corner edge block from the corner edge block, and you're going to pair it up with this corner edge block, like so. Okay, and then yeah, you have this case. You solve it like this and like this. Next up we have this case, which is edge corner combined with an M2, and this case, which is an edge corner and an opposite corner. So yeah, this does not have any mirrors either. So the way you solve this is you want to reduce it to this case, this three mover, which is edge corner and the other corner, and this block, corner edge. So the way you do this is you want to swap this whole block, this whole corner edge adjacent edge block, so this part, with half of the edge corner edge. So you want to basically swap the corner edge with this corner edge, such that you bring the whole block on bottom, like so. Hopefully I explained it well. And yeah, then you have this case that is solved like this, and like this. Next up we have this case, which is corner edge combined with an M2, and then the block you would see when you do an M2 and a slice. I hate this case a lot because it's just, first, it's hard to recognize because it looks random as hell, and second, it's weird to solve. So when you see weird basically line cases, I'm going to call line case as a CO just two corners and two corners and then two corners and two corners. When you see two cases like this, the way you usually solve them with OBL is keep one block on the left, so these two corners are considered a block. I keep them on the left and slice part of the other one, so slice half of this one. In a way, I know it depends on the case. So in this case, I want to slice this such that I pair. So I slice this such that this block is sliced, but it's right near the slice. So like this would be wrong because it's not right near the slice. I want to be right near the slice, and I want to swap it with the singular edge, right? So like this. The way I hate this case is because if you do a D2, you can't do that now, because if you want to do it like this, you can't swap it with the singular edge because this edge comes too. So you have to do a D2 and then solve it. So usually for this case, I just slice it such that I get this 3-3 case, because I don't really like this case. I do it for the 3-3 and then solve the 3-3. I just feel like this particular case is not worth it to solve with OBL. If you find a better case, then you can use that, but I personally hate this. Next up, another mirrorless case, this one. So it's corner edge, and then an edge corner edge opposite to another corner. So the way you solve this, pretty straightforward to be honest. You're just going to pair this edge corner edge with the corner edge, with this corner edge, not this one. Yeah, you can't really do that. So you swap this edge corner edge with this corner edge block right here, like that, and you get this case. So right now you just solve this one, and yeah. Okay, next up, another mirrorless case. It's a corner edge corner combined with an M2, so this comes here, and edge corner edge, and then a corner edge, like this. The way you solve this one is pretty complicated to be honest, because you have to combine this block, this corner edge block, with this block, with this corner edge block that is not similar to this one. So basically another way of looking at it is basically you are combining this corner edge block with this similar corner edge block. So this whole thing with this one, and you get this good corner missing edge, corner edge, and this case. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, next up we have this case, which I enjoy pretty much. I like this case. It's a corner with the two edges that are not connected with it, and a adjacent corner edge case. So the way you solve this is the following. You pair them such that a corner edge block is similar to this block, like so. See, they're similar, and you slice. And now it's the good corner opposite edge and corner edge block, so you just solve them normally, like so. Okay, next up, another pretty horrible case. It's a corner edge, and another edge right here, and a corner edge corner, but with an M2, so this one is opposite actually. So yeah, this is on the same rule. If you have two corners, and you have no idea how to solve that case, then it's most likely you preserve the bigger block and you bring half of it up, like so. This is exactly the case. Basically you have this huge block, you preserve it with the slice, and from the bottom part is basically you bring this corner opposite edge to combine it with this, and you get this block. I never solve this either. I just go into an EO because like I feel like these cases are just not worth it. You're one slice to an EO that's decent. Why would you try complicated stuff that might not work because you are 6-0 away from it? So usually I don't do the cases that are about this rule. Okay, so next up we have two cases that are mirrored. So the first one is corner tune basically, and a edge, corner, edge, and another edge. And the other one is basically just a mirror of it, as you can tell. So the way you don't really have to recognize which one is which, because so these two are basically both 4 slice optimal cases, but we are going to solve them in a way such that one of them is 5 slice optimal and the other one is 4 slice optimal, because the recognition between these two is just ridiculously hard. So we're just going to solve them the same way. You'll see. So the way you solve them is you're going to swap the edge, corner, edge block with the singular corner on both of them, right? So for the first one, the result is going to be this case. For the other one, I'm going to swap the corner, edge, corner with the corner. The result is going to be this one. So they basically give pretty much the same case, but they are mirrored. So it's this one and this one. This one is a 3 mover actually. So because it's similar corner opposite edge, this one is opposite corner opposite edge. For the similar corner opposite edge is a 3 mover. You do it like this, and like this. And for this one, it's a 4 mover that you solve it in the following way. You bring the corners such that they are both exactly the same, so both top right, for example, and then you slice such that both of the corners are right near the slice, like so. So right near the slice. Like this is wrong because it's not right near the slice. They have to be both right near the slice. And then you get this 3 mover. Okay, next up is a pretty easy case. Has no mirrors. It's an edge, corner, edge, opposite corner, and the edge, corner, blank, corner, edge. So the way you solve this is basically you're going to bring it to this case. Edge, corner, edge, corner, and corner, edge, corner. The way you do this is you pair the edge, corner, edge block with one of these 2 blocks. So this one lets you do stuff like this, to -5, I think, something. So basically you can do it from different positions. It doesn't really matter which block you assign to the edge, corner, edge. You just pair them up. And then you look at the opposite color. So this was white. Now after that we're going to look at the yellow parts, because the yellow parts form the block that we wanted. Like this, and like this. Pretty simple case. Okay, next up we have this case, which is a corner, edge, and another edge, and then a corner, missing edge, corner, edge. So this one has a mirror, which is, I think, 6 slice optimal. I'm not quite sure, which is basically the same case, but as you can tell, they are mirrored, because these ones are mirrored. So for the slice optimal case, you can slice to get the 1-1 EO case. For this one, you can't do that, because look, it's going to do 2-2 case no matter how I do it. So the way you do this is you can either slice to get the 2-2 case, the adjacent to adjacent for EO. That's okay, but you can do it pretty simply in 4 moves too. So the way you would do this is you want to swap this edge. So the only thing you're going to get out from this layer is this edge, and the only thing that you're going to swap from this layer is this corner. So you're going to swap this edge with this corner, like so. And now you get the edge, corner, edge, and opposite edge, corner, corner, edge, edge case. So you want to do it like this, like this. Okay, next up, pretty easy case, a corner and the 2 edges that are not adjacent to it, and an edge, corner, edge block. So the way you solve it, as you can see, it's reduced to the M2 case. So the way you solve it is basically you're going to pair one of these 2 blocks, these 2 corner edge blocks that are on the top side, with half of this edge, corner, edge block. So you're only going to get a corner edge block from it, not the whole block. Okay, and the way you do this is you take this corner edge and you swap it with part of that block, like so. And you can do it on the other side too, like so. So part of this block and like so. Okay, so next up we have this case. I already presented this one. It's basically the mirror of this 3-mover, which is similar opposite corner edge. See, opposite corner edge, and they are similar. Now this one is opposite corner edge to opposite corner edge, and they are not similar. So the way you solve this one is, again, you bring the corners in the same place. So either both in the right back, right up, as you can see, right down, both left down, or both left up, and you slice it such that both the corners are right near the slice. So the slice is here. This would be wrong because the corner is not right near the slice. This one is right because the corner is right near the slice, as you can see. This one, you slice it like this and you get this case. Edge corner edge, and then opposite corner edge, like so. Next up, pretty nice case. Edge corner edge, edge corner edge. The way you solve this one is you're going to reduce it to this case, corner edge corner, corner edge corner edge. And the way you do this is basically you're just going to pair up one of these two blocks, so the corner edge blocks that are on this side with the edge corner edge, like so, or like so, to create that face that we have. It's pretty intuitive, like so. And then you solve this correctly like this. Remember, when solving, yeah, like this. When solving this case, if you want to solve it correctly, then the corner edge block has to be completely on the left or completely on the right. So like this. Okay, next up, a case that I pretty much hate. It's the edge corner with an M2, and then two edge corner blocks that are opposite. So this one has a mirror, which is this one right here. This one is the same, but this one are mirrored. One of them is 4-slice case and one of them is a 5-slice case. So I am going to present two ways of doing them. The first way is just going this, and this into 1-1 for EO for both of them. I personally do this because I hate recognizing between them. The way you would go about recognizing between them is, for this one, for the 4-mover one, you can slice to swap this corner edge with this corner, while this corner edge, I don't know how to explain it. So you can swap this corner edge block with this edge without breaking anything, like so. For the bad case, which is the 5-mover one, you cannot do that while the edge is right near the slice. So you also want the edge to be right near the slice. With this one you can do it such that the edge is right near the slice, like so. And for this one you can't, such that the edge is right near the slice. The edge corner is right near the slice, like so. So for the 4-mover one, the way you solve it is you are going to pair one of these blocks with these adjacent edges to form this case, so like so. And for this one, you're going to reduce it to the same case but through 2 slices. The first slice is the exact one I showed before. It's basically just swapping this with this block, and now you have this case that can be solved with an U2. It's a 4-mover that I already shown. This block with these two, and you get the same case. Now again, the recognition is pretty hard. You can practice recognizing this, and yeah, if you can recognize them, the solutions are okay, but I prefer not to. Okay, so next up we have the mirror of basically this M2 type of case. For this one you have this block and this block of the same color. For the other one you have again this block and this block, but they are, one of them is white and one of them is yellow. So the way you solve them is you bring these blocks on completely different sides. So they have to be, one of them has to be completely in the left and one of them has to be completely on the right, and you slice them and you get this case, which is solved like so. So this 3-mover. Okay, next up we have 2 adjacent corners on top, 2 adjacent corners on bottom. The way you solve this is you bring them both on one on the left and one on the right, one block on the left and one block on the right, slice, and you get the exact same case, like so. So this one and this one. And finally, the last 4-mover case is the 4-4 EO. So it's just M2 and an M2. Okay, so we're finally at the 5-mover cases. For these ones, I mostly prefer getting them into an EO, but for some of them I have pretty decent ways of solving them, so I'm going to present them anyways. I'm going to present a way of solving OBL for most of these, even though I don't use them. Okay, so the first case, I already presented this one. It's the 1 slice and an M2 kind of block with 2 opposite blocks, but it's the bad one, so it's the one when if you slice such that you preserve pretty much everything, the corner edge block that you preserve is not near the slice. So the way you solve this, again, you just slice like that, then you get this case corner edge edge and opposite corner edge edge. The way you do this is you pair this with these 2 edges like so, and then you have this 3-mover. Okay, the next case is 2 adjacent corners and 2 opposite corners. Yeah, straightforward. You bring both of the adjacent corners either both in the back or both in the front, and you just slice randomly. You are going to get different cases, but I usually try to preserve blocks while doing this slice. So the way you do this is you bring the bottom corner right next to the slice. So by doing this, you're going to get a continuous block on top. It's okay to do this too, because this is also a 4-mover, but I prefer this case over that one. Yeah, it's just personal preference. So usually I keep the corner right next to the slice, so not like this, because that's not right next to the slice, but like this rather. So yeah. Okay, next up it's the 1-1 EO. This can be solved in 5 slices, but I prefer, especially for the EOs, I usually solve the EOs that can be solved in 5 slices. I prefer the 6-slice version of them, basically the algorithm, which is slice, 3, slice, 3, slice, -1, -1, slice, -2, 1, slice, -3, 0, slice. It's basically, I feel like it's better and faster to just do them algorithmically. So next up we have this case, which is corner and 2 adjacent edges and another corner and 2 adjacent edges. The way you solve this is you bring the corners such that they are both in the front or both in the back. No, actually both up or both down, like so. Such that they are not in the same position. So if one of them is down left, the other one has to be down right, as you can see. And you slice. And you should get this case, which is again solved by moving this block, so pairing this corner edge with this entire corner edge adjacent block, like so. This is a pretty complicated case at the beginning, but you have to practice it a little to get the hang of it. Okay, so the next case is this one, edge, corner, edge, and both edges on both sides. The way I solve this is just slice into, is basically I just solve them into an EO, and then I solve the EO. So I CO EO this case, but you can solve it if you get the blocks in the same position as the one corner and the two edges on both sides case. Basically both in the front or both in the both up or both down. So both up or both down, but they are not similar to each other, and you slice and you get this case, which again is solved by swapping this whole block with part of this, like so. Next up we have two mirrored cases, both corner, edge, edge, and opposite cases on both sides. See, they are mirrored. And yeah, the way you solve them is, for both of them, is pretty much the same. You bring both blocks either both on up or both down. So now they're both up. And yeah, you just slice such that the top one is right next to the slice, like so. You don't want to break the top block. Now for this one, it doesn't matter if you break the top block or not, as you will get the same case. But for the other one, if you don't break the top block, you will get a 4 mover, and if you break the top block, you will get another 5 mover that is even worse. So yeah, don't break the top block, and you are sure you're going to get a 4 mover. Okay, next one we have these two opposite corner edge blocks, and this block, edge corner, blank corner edge. So the way you solve this, okay, so usually I just ignore this case and go COEO, but you can go with this pretty easily. You can pair this block with this block, like so. So this block with this block, and you're going to get this case. So a pretty easy rule for 5 movers is that most of them can be solved into 4 movers easily by randomly making a slice that preserves blocks. So for 5 movers, you can just randomly slice somewhere while preserving blocks, and you're probably going to get a 4 mover. Okay, so the next case is this one. It's basically the mirror of this 2 mover, as you can see. Okay, so the way you solve it is pretty straightforward. You slice, so you keep them in both on the left or both on the right, but in different spots. So if both are on the left, one has to be in the left top and one in the left bottom. So the singular edge has to be on the side. It can't be up or down. They have to be on the side, so both on the right. Okay, and then you slice, and yeah, from now on it's just this case. It's pretty simple. Okay, so next up we have similar adjacent corner edge. So this is adjacent corner edge, and they're similar. Basically the mirror of this case. This is the M2 case that you solved like this. So you bring this block and swap it with this, such that you create this block, like so. The mirror of it is a 5 mover, this one, and the way you solve it is you literally just slice somewhere when both corners from the blocks are in the same position. So let's say they are both, no, they don't have to be in the same position, they have to be mirrored through the middle. So this one is right down, this has to be right up. So you just slice randomly. This is a 4 mover, this is a 4 mover, again they are mirrored, so this is a 4 mover, this is a 4 mover. So all you have to do is just get them in the place where these 2 corners from the blocks are mirrored, and randomly slice, and you're going to get a 4 mover, like so. You can choose which one is best for you, but yeah, you can choose whichever is best. Okay, so next up we have 2 mirrored cases. It's these ones that I'm, yeah, edge, corner, edge, and a corner edge, and then a corner and a corner edge on the other layer. Pretty weird cases to recognize. The way you solve both of them is pretty much the same. You're going to create a block that is big as possible on one of the layers. So as big as possible with these would mean 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. So basically a block that is 5 pieces of size. So the way you would do this is pair this 3 block with this corner edge block, obviously, such that you don't break any of the blocks. So you would do it like this. Get this case, and for the other one you would do the exact same thing. Pair this edge corner edge block with this corner edge block and get this case. So yeah, from now on you're just going to solve whatever you get. For this one, again, you get this case, and for this one you're going to get to this case like so. So you are going to swap this with this, and yeah, like that. Okay, so next up we have this case, which is the mirror of this case. So this case is a 4 mover, which you solved like this. So, okay, so the 5 mover, I don't really try to do complicated stuff on this one. You can solve it like just like the other one. So basically, again, swap this corner with this edge like so, and you're going to get this 4 mover, which again you solve like this. How do I get that? Yeah, like so. But I prefer to just one slice into an EO. Yeah, I would say both of these are really good. You can choose whichever you like. Okay, so next up we have this case, which is 2 corner edges that are opposite, and an edge, corner, edge, and an opposite corner. So the way you solve this is exactly the same as I would go about solving this one, for example. So I just create the biggest block possible, the 5 block, and then solve whatever I get. For this one, it's exactly the same. I have this I have this block that contains 3 pieces, and I pair it with this block that contains 2 pieces without breaking anything, and I get this 4 mover. Okay, next up we have this EO, which you solve algorithmically, because again, there's no point in learning how to solve EOs in 5 moves. Okay, next up we have this one, which is 2 singular corners. So the way you solve this is, again, by preserving blocks. You basically are going to swap these 2 corners such that both corners are right near the slice, like so. So this is wrong because this corner is not right near the slice. This is right because this corner is right near the slice. After doing this, you get this case, which can be solved again by basically just block preserving. You're going to get to this case, and then you solve this. Okay, next up we have this weird case, which is corner, blank, corner, and basically corner, edge, corner with an M2 on both sides. So now there are 2 ways of solving this. I'm not going to show a 5 move way of solving this because this case is horrible. How I solve this is either going to 3-3, or again, you can just M2, get this case, or if you really want to, then you can try what I said about the horrible 2-2 4CO kind of cases with the 4 slice ones. So again, try to preserve the biggest block and just bring half of the other block up here like so, and you're going to get this case, which is then okay, so the case you get is this one theoretically by doing that. Okay, so next up we have this case, which is 2 sews that are not similar, basically the mirror of this 3 mover. This is a 3 mover because this is similar sewn cases. Okay, so for this one, something that you can do really often for 5 movers is try to do random M2s. So for example, for this one, I hold it like this so that both the blocks are both either on top or either on bottom, like so. They're both on top, both up actually. So the way you do this is you do an M2, like so, and now you get a 4 mover. Obviously this is not optimal because this way you are going to solve it in 6 moves, but come on, it's an M2, it's basically just as fast as 1 move. So you do an M2 like so, and then you have this case, which is pretty simple. Next up we have the mirror of the singular slice case. So this is the singular slice, and this is the mirror of it, which is a 5 slice case. Yay. So the way you solve this, okay, the way you recognize this is very similar to the 1 slice case, but it's not, because if I slice I get this case. So the way you solve this is basically either slice to get this, which is really nice in my opinion, but you can also do it via block building. Don't build the biggest block, build the smallest block basically. So you're going to bring the singular corner to this block, and yeah, get EC again. Basically getting 2 edge corner edge cases is exactly like getting 2 corners case, but one of them is fortunately a 4 mover, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to go to 2 edge corner edge, and then proceed from there. And the last 5 mover case, we have this one, which is a descent opposite for EO. Hopefully I remember. Oh, I forgot this case. Nice. Okay, yeah, it's just the algorithm. Hopefully you learn it from somewhere else, because I forgot it. And at last we have the 6 movers case that I just don't solve them using 6 moves. I basically just they are both the same CO, like this one, so you can just use 1 slice to get them to an EO. So the first one is this one. Yeah, as you can probably see, it's 1 slice to the CO, and this is how I solve it. And the second one is this one, which is, this is basically the mirror of this one, which is actually a 2 mover, a 3 mover actually, and yeah, this is a 6 mover. The way you can tell is it's 1 slice to a 5 mover, to a EO, and then from, yeah, EO is a 5 mover actually. So yeah, after that you just solve that EO. So yeah, both of the 6 movers are 1 slice to EO. Okay, so these have been all the cases of OBL. Yeah, to those who are still watching, thanks for staying with me, thanks for watching this video, and yeah, I tried to explain them as well as I possibly could. Hopefully you understood something of this, and yeah, good luck with learning this method. Goodbye.